What is up, everybody? It's Rovers TV today, and we are going to talk about this article that Sony fanboys are definitely pushing around to say doom and gloom for the new upcoming Fable game by Playground Studios. Now, Playground Studios is known for making the Forza Horizon games, and so now, because they're working on a new Fable game, and it is a little slower making this game, they didn't just push this out. People are trying to say it's a doom and gloom from this one article, quoted by one person working on the game out of 200 people. So I think this kind of stretched to say this is weird that they're in development hell right now. But this is the narrative these Sony fanboys are trying to push right now. So this is the first Sony fanboy who says some nonsense about this whole article right here. He says Xbox Fable's progress is slow due to Playground's lack of RPG experience and trying to do the work of 5K devs with only 200 people. Having trouble making a game that's not a racing title according to the dev who was on the team, release date further and further away. And this game has been in development for a total of 4 years. It takes on average 5 to 7 years to make a AAA quality game like this, so I don't see why this is a doom and gloom situation right now. Like I said, it takes 5 to 7 years. It took Guerrilla Studios, who they comparing to a lot. They're comparing against the Playground situation because they went from an FPS with the Killzone franchise to the Horizon Zero Dawn, which took 7 years as well. So I don't see why they want this to be rushed. I guess mainly because it's the Xbox Studio, but I don't see a problem with this taking this long. It's like they are, like I said, they are switching from a different type of genre of game, so it's gonna take longer for them to get the hang of it. But I'm not seeing a doom and gloom situation so far, but this is what this other fanboy said. He said, "This is why more power should be given to the devs to step out of their comfort zone. It's not easy going from one genre you're used to and start another. Fable progress slowed due to Playground's lack of RPG experience and frugal ethos," says dev. So let's look at the article they're referring to from WCCFtech.com. Like I said before, the game was announced 2 years ago, and the rumor was the development surfaced 2 years before, so a total of 4 years this game has been out. And so they asked a developer who worked there, and he said, he said in an interview, Playground has some troubles adapting to make an open world game where you don't blast around in fancy cars at 200 miles per hour. Okay. Playground. Okay, so it says Playground is very organized and production driven. Every 2 years they put out a Forza Horizon, which has more than 90 score on Metacritic with incredible quality. So we know about that already. I'm trying to skim through some of this stuff. But they like people with knowledge of how the gameplay is done in open world, how you control a character, and the actions are very different from what you have in a racing game. Okay, so that's pretty obvious stuff right there. Playground also reported to do more with less, which has served them well when it comes to doing something they've reduced to a science like Forza Horizon, but slow progress when it comes to something more ambitious like Fable. Yeah, so this isn't that bad. It's like they just said it's gonna take a lot longer to make this game because they're new to making a action game like Fable, the Fable series. But I'm not seeing a big deal with this. But these guys are making it be like a doom and gloom situation. So let's see people have to say to this guy's comment, this guy's post right here. Microsoft has Bethesda and Obsidian. Why aren't they helping? Doesn't mean us. Playground Games has talent bouncing in and out from all over the industry. Knowing they won GL Biz Best Places to Work award 5 years in a row since 2017. So obviously they got some good work relations there. This guy says The Last of Us 2 took 6 years to make, and it was 2020 Game of the Year. I think Fable when it's ready is going to be magnificent. I look forward to playing it. Yeah. Let's see. Why does Microsoft keep buying studios when they can't even get the ones they already own rolling? The initiative will be shut down by the holiday. What a ridiculous take like this. Jeez. And Playground will be taken off Fable. Why doesn't Microsoft use the studios like PlayStation does? Have Fable be a joint collaboration with Obsidian. This is such a ridiculous take. So you're saying these studios are going to be shut down. The Playground's going to be taken off Fable. This is so dumb. I mean, they only have 4 years to make this game, but if we want to say that they have no idea what they're doing. What complete nonsense. This guy says, honestly, doesn't seem like that big of a deal. It really doesn't. It's mainly saying they have a way of thinking that doesn't apply to this type of game. And they already made 90 plus rated games each time they make a new game. So I'm pretty sure they're going to be just fine with this new game. What is even going on with Microsoft Studios? I mean, they're they're doing pretty fine. Their games are being highly rated, so I don't know what they're talking about. Oh no, panic run. Did people expect something different? More faith in them than Sony? Honestly, I'd rather a company new to a genre they are used to developing, they are not used to developing for. You know that if they rush development and release a subpar product, you fanboys will be all over saying it should have been more development time. Okay. If a football manager put your star forward in goal, you probably question what the F is going on. The fact is, like most of these stories, it goes back to who the hell is managing them, and these ideas from concepts. Sounds like they are being forced to make this game by Microsoft instead of making something they are interested in. Why would they not be interested in making this series? That's like saying Guerrilla was forced to make Horizon Zero Dawn. It's just a stupid statement right there. Fable in the Xbox Showcase, I was one of the reasons I bought a Series X. Now I'm not so confident. They expect these games to come out within like 2 years or something. Like, I don't get it. Like, of course it'll take time to make this AAA game. This isn't like an indie game. It'll take time to make these games. They should just sell the IP to Sony, let somebody who knows what they're doing finish it. While he has a PlayStation trophy as an avatar. Sony doesn't know how to make RPG games. The best option is to ask Bethesda for help. Besides, he wasn't the one who said Starfield will come out on PS5. Ponies are scared. Yeah. Apparently they feel very threatened by Fable. Is anyone really surprised? Playground Games has never made real games on their own. If you look at Forza, it's a pretty simple game, and people forget that Turn 10 designs the car, sound effects, physics engine, and probably the roads also. PG involvement in Forza Horizon seems pretty little. Yeah, I'm like, he says it's a simple game, yet Sony's first-party studio keeps failing to make a decent racer for 2 gens. And we see how Gran Turismo 7 is turning out. The user score keeps getting lower and lower. I think the last time I saw it was like at a 1.8 or 1.9 or something like that. From Software just released the greatest open-world game ever and did it with some like 300 employees. This sounds like another dumpster fire from Microsoft, like the Initiative. Though it's not like the 5-alarm dumpster fire they have burning out of control yet. The article is fake for clickbait. The Fable team is a lot less than 300. I learned a long time ago that Xbox cannot manage their studios properly. I hope Xbox someday get the drift. They keep saying that, but they keep making these highly rated games though, so make sense. They keep saying they don't know how to manage their studios, but their games keep scoring highly. They'll be on the next generation of hardware before they get like another 2 to 3 AAAs Microsoft games release. So basically Xbox One all over again. Nobody gives a F. This is truly a nothing burger situation, as that one Sony fanboy likes to say is a nothing burger. But these guys are blowing this about a control from this one person who did an interview out of 200 people. I can understand if it was like 20 people who had the same statement, like something's going wrong, but this is one person. They blowing this thing up like, this is just ridiculous. This is why 85% of the stuff they show will always be cinematic and splash screens. Pretty sure you won't be there if the game turns out fantastic. Yeah, if the game comes out as highly rated, this guy won't say anything positive about it. He is definitely on the anti-Xbox propaganda train, as these other Sony fanboys are. Dear God, I get more updates with Xbox news from you, a PlayStation fanboy, than from Xbox sources. I actually have tons of PlayStation fanboys in my timeline, but all I see is posts about Xbox. They are obsessed with Xbox. It's sad but true. It must hurt to be laughed at non-stop and called a moron, but they still don't stop. That's because Microsoft doesn't know how to handle the studios they have, otherwise they wouldn't be trying to buy up publishers with pre-existing franchises. The Last of Us 2 took 6 years to make, but he wants this Fable game to come out within like 2 years or 4 years, even though Sony studios take the same amount of time to come out. Y'all, they are definitely overreacting. I'm glad this guy says this, because this is just ridiculous. Once again, why am I shocked? Another person with a Sony logo. We see what's going on here. It's really biased. The people saying this doom and gloom. All our Sony fanboys have Sony avatars. It's like, you see what's going on here. Every game got delayed on Xbox. Don't know what they are doing. They don't know what they are doing. So a studio trying something different is taking longer because they are learning and hiring. What's the point? You are the worst of the worst when it comes to the gaming community. Dude, you really are a dumbass, aren't you? We knew it wasn't coming for years, but wait, when Sony announces game years away, you guys lose your S with excitement. But when Xbox does it, it's a bad thing. You're a hypocritical pony F-tard. Yeah, that is kind of how it goes. Like, Wolverine was announced, that game is going like 2025, but, you know, you don't see the same backlash. I don't know. It's like, it is kind of double standards. When Microsoft announces a game, especially shows you a trailer, the game has to come out like instantly, like the next year, or it's all doom and gloom nonsense. This game has been in development since 2017, and now they're saying sorry, it's slow. It's so hard to switch genres. No, it's not. Plenty of studios have done it pretty well and in less time. It's fake. They're doing fine. F out of here. You took the example that was made and tried to spin it. Shaking my freaking head. What an idiot. Another Xbox tweet from this guy, facepalm. You complain about Halo daily. Your obsession is borderline psychopathic. Get help. Grown man with children doing console wars must be a terrible role model. I'll just leave it as that. I'll substitute that. But yeah, it's kind of ridiculous the way they're spinning the story right now. Incompetent Xbox game studio. Once again, look what we have here. Another Sony avatar. It's just ridiculous. Now they're just incompetent now. Another 60 rated game is coming. Meanwhile, their track record is all like highly rated games. They even won an award from Metacritic, but you know, doom and gloom. LMAO sounds like Microsoft needs to start managing these studios again. That hands-off approach ain't working, but their track record says otherwise. I mean, can't say I didn't see this coming. Still excited to try it when it finally does come out. And Red Turd here tries to baffle the masses with BS. They're all at it. It's a simple case of find a lot of S from ponies aimed at Xbox equals Sony effed up somehow again. Shaking my head. Xbox mismanaging their first party studios? Well, I never. Was this really a surprise to anyone? I mean, it's the Forza people told to make an open world RPG, which asked Garden to perform an open heart surgery. They were trying to hire their way out of the issue. Why are y'all so worried about an Xbox Studios game? Is that more time to scream that Xbox has no games? What is wrong with these clowns? You can tell they're not satisfied with PS5. This is common S for devs taking on new things they've never done. Yeah. Literally the only guy I agree with this guy have Sony avatars or Sony PFP images. Then he says, imagine the hard work Guerrilla Games had to put up with from Killzone to Horizon Zero Dawn, and it took them 7 years to make that game, but you can't give Playground the same respect. They give them 7 years to make a game. PlayStation guys keep complaining about Xbox games with no release date, but unhappy with unplayable $7 games with microtransactions. But that's none of my business, though. Yep, much respect. They're taking their time to do it right. Hopefully they can pull it together and deliver something special. I have high hopes. Yeah, hopefully the Fables game is great. Especially the main 3 Fable games are amazing. So hopefully this reboot gets the same love as those games got. So you would think that gamers would want games to do well, but apparently they don't. Like, these Sony fanboys want Xbox to fail badly. That's how butthurt and threatening they are about Xbox. They just want Xbox games to do terribly. Right? The beauty of studios getting to take their time to get it right. Dare I say it, Game Pass, like other publishers, Xbox doesn't have to rush games out because you actually have games to play between time of major releases. It's good that they try new things. They just can't expect them to hit the floor running. I have high hopes that they pull it off well. I'd rather them take their time to get it right instead of rushing out something that's just going to ruin the IP. Let's see. Definitely a prime example is Guerrilla Studios and Horizon. I don't trust that news site. Yeah, I mean, they just got one source. I mean, this one source from out of 200 people. That's kind of a stretch to say it's in trouble. We should be worried. I don't think we should be worried right now at this point. This shouldn't be a surprise to anyone. The real question will be if the game is good when it eventually releases. This is a non-story. Did people expect development to go fast, going from racing game to WRPG? Obviously, they wouldn't make Fable in the same time frame they make Forza Horizon games. That's a no-brainer, but honestly, this is a story that these Sony tries to try. That's a narrative these Sony guys trying to push right now, which is just stupid. Nobody rushed Gorilla to make Horizon for Zero Dawn like this. It's just craziness. Yeah, it took them 7 years to make Horizon Zero Dawn. It took Gorilla 7 years. Yeah, so I'm gonna conclude it right here. This is complete nonsense. Like, of course, it's gonna take these guys a lot longer to make this game. I don't expect these guys to make this game as soon as possible. This is these people trying a new genre of gaming. So for this studio, so I think this is a nothing story. I think this website is doing a lot of clickbait to get some attention and traffic, which what they're doing because I'm talking about it right now. So I guess it worked, but I don't think this is an issue. Maybe with like 2 years, if this still is in the same position as right now, then maybe it's an issue. But I think around 5 to 7 years is the standard for these games. So until that time, I don't see this as an issue to worry about. So I'm gonna conclude it right here. Definitely want to see your thoughts down below. Do you think this is an issue, that this is taking a little bit longer than usual, I guess these guys expect to come out? Or do you think it's just fine? Leave your comments down below. Leave a like for this video. Thanks for watching, and peace.